Tonight, Hollywood turned its eyes to one woman, and one woman only, Sydney Sweeney. Because at the 2025 GQ Men of the Year event, the 28-year-old actress didn't just walk the red carpet, she took it back. Sydney arrived at the iconic Chateau Marmont in Los Angeles wearing a plunging satin black Versace goth gown, a bold, low-cut look that immediately sent the cameras into a frenzy. The gown hugged her curves perfectly, with a silhouette straight out of high fashion editorial and a neckline that had every photographer fighting for the shot. But what really elevated the look? The styling. Sydney went full Dark-Glam. A black choker, smoky eyeshadow emphasizing those icy blue eyes, and light blonde waves styled in that messy, sexy 90s texture. It was dramatic, it was confident, and it was deliberately powerful. The kind of entrance made by someone with something to prove. And she did have something to prove. Because this appearance marks Sydney's first major red carpet after the disappointing box office run of Christy, the film where she portrayed Hall of Fame boxer Christy Martin. It was a huge departure from her usual roles, gritty, intense, athletic, but despite Sydney giving everything to the transformation, audiences didn't show up. The film opened to just $1.3 million across more than 2,000 theaters, ranking among the worst wide releases of all time. The backlash was harsh, and it didn't stop there. This year, Sydney also faced controversy over her American Eagle campaign after a jeans and jeans pun sparked accusations of racial insensitivity online. The internet turned chaotic, opinions started flying, and suddenly, Sydney found herself at the center of yet another Hollywood culture war debate, especially after reports emerged that she's a registered Republican, a detail that didn't sit well with some corners of the industry. So walking this red carpet, this wasn't just an appearance, it was a statement. Because despite the noise, despite the criticism, despite the box office headlines, Sydney stepped back into the spotlight stronger than ever, and on the biggest GQ night of the year. And here's the twist. She wasn't just there to pose. She was one of the official co-hosts of the 2025 GQ Men of the Year party, standing alongside fellow cover stars Stephen Colbert, Hailey Bieber, Seth Rogen, SIA, Oscar Isaac, Clips, and more. Sydney is also one of the 7 faces of GQ's 30th anniversary Men of the Year issue, and was celebrated on the carpet as Actress of the Year. Even with a flop, Hollywood clearly isn't done with her. Not even close. But Sydney wasn't alone in turning the event into a fashion spectacle. Hailey Bieber arrived in a sheer black Gucci gown, complete with the now viral crystal-embellished Gucci thong, a backless, skin-bearing look that instantly took over social media. Olivia Rodrigo appeared in a sparkling blue gown with a low-cut neckline, while Madison Beer delivered her signature bombshell energy in a black halter dress with a thigh-high slit. Kiernan Shipka brought back 90s chic with a black mini dress and a bold red clutch, while Shay Mitchell turned heads in a busty corset look paired with a diamond cross. Paris Jackson dazzled in gold. Winnie Harlow served sculpted glamour in a white cutout gown, and Lizzo brought old Hollywood drama with a satin cream dress and deep red lip. It wasn't just the women dominating the night. The men pulled their weight too. Patrick Schwarzenegger arrived in a full leather biker look. Regé-Jean Page went classic but cool in a navy blazer and light jeans. Oscar Isaac kept it timeless in a black suit and sunglasses. Stephen Colbert leaned into quirky sophistication with a striped shirt and polka dot tie. Even Anderson .Paak stood out with a boxy gray suit and red tie combination. The night truly felt like a fashion revival. Fitting, since the dress code itself was 90s Hollywood red carpet. But no matter how many stars stepped out, the story of the night was still Sydney Sweeney. Her appearance wasn't defensive, wasn't apologetic, wasn't timid. It was confident, electric, unbothered. A reset button on the narrative surrounding her year. Earlier this week, Sydney addressed the criticism head-on after Christy's weak performance. Breaking her silence on Instagram, she wrote, I am so deeply proud of this movie. Proud of the film David made. Proud of the story we told. Proud to represent someone as strong and resilient as Christy Martin. Calling the experience one of the greatest honors of my life. And that's the energy she carried tonight. Not a star who stumbled, but a star who's rewriting her comeback in real time. Sydney Sweeney didn't just walk a red carpet, she reclaimed her place on it. And if this appearance is any sign of what's coming next, Hollywood better be ready.